See what's better, this? Anyway, so I hope that you can kind of understand me. I don't have a microphone with me right now, so the audio might be a bit wonky. I might be able to pinch it up a notch in editing. We'll see about that. If you see this video, count yourself lucky, because that means I've actually figured out how to edit things. Yeah. Expect a very steep learning curve with this one. I mean, things are not ideal right now. I'm filming on my phone. You can see the reflection of the window in my glasses. Things are happening. I might close the blinds. I don't think that would help necessarily, but it helps a bit. But then the light is also shitty. We'll see. We'll figure it out. So, welcome to my channel. If you're here, you're probably coming from my TikTok, which you already know the drill if you're coming from that place. You might even come from my Instagram, or God forbid, my Twitter. Other social media, by the way. However, if you're new here, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm 𝔖𝔭𝔬𝔢𝔨𝔬𝔢𝔨. You can also call me Nick if you want. And yeah, I'll just do a quick introductory video to explain kind of what the drill with this channel is going to be about and what I will predominantly talk about on here. So I have my notes down there on my laptop. If you see me glance at that direction, that's where I'm looking. Also, if you hear something that sounds like wind turbine going off, that's also on my laptop. I am focusing this channel mostly on German folk magic and German folk practices, which is connected to the weird name that my channel is called and that I just gave you, 𝔖𝔭𝔬𝔢𝔨𝔬𝔢𝔨, because most people, when they hear that, they have no freaking clue of what's going on. So let me just quickly walk you through it. I'm a German, born and raised in Germany, living in northwestern Germany currently, and this is where I take most of my folk practices from. Now, here's the first big thing. What are folk practices? And also, I will commonly refer to them as folk magic. This is basically a thing that develops out of a culture and that people practice in order to get stuff done. Folk magic, in its basic terms, is the magic of the people. That's what the folk part is about. It's the people that practice this magic, this type of magic. And when I talk about magic, a common example would be maybe putting a broom above the door to protect yourself from malevolent spiritual entities. It's kind of like also intertwined with superstitions in many ways, though superstitions kind of has a negative connotation to it. It could also maybe look like curing someone's disease by scraping the body with a red twine and then making a knot in that twine and hanging it on a tree so that the disease would be transferred to the knot on the twine and then through the tree into the ground away. These are all examples of folk magic and German folk magic specifically. However, I think I also have to say that each region within Germany kind of has their own brand, their own flavor of folk magic, as most parts of the world do. And this is also where this weird name comes into play that I gave you at the start of the video, 𝔖𝔭𝔬𝔢𝔨𝔬𝔢𝔨. Two words actually, 𝔖 and 𝔖𝔭𝔬𝔢𝔨. What is a 𝔖𝔭𝔬𝔢𝔨, you might ask? Well, if you're from northern Germany, especially northwestern Germany, this should maybe tell you something. 𝔖𝔭𝔬𝔢𝔨 is a word that's not actually German, it's Platt or Low Saxon, which is a minority language spoken in northern Germany, the eastern parts of the Netherlands, and the very south of Denmark. And in this language, the term 𝔖𝔭𝔬𝔢𝔨 refers to, like literally translated, it would mean something like spook watcher or ghost watcher or watcher of paranormal things. And this is kind of the way that the people in my region of northwestern Germany saw folk practices. They saw people that did them as 𝔖𝔭𝔬𝔢𝔨𝔬𝔢𝔨, as people that could witness paranormal stuff that was out of the ordinary and connected to, for example, the spirit world. In most cases, this would involve gaining some kind of visions of the future, involuntarily in many cases. This person would have just a normal day-to-day life and then suddenly get a vision of the future that would come true exactly the way they had like envisioned it. And this could come true like a few days later, a few years later, or maybe even a few centuries later, after that initial person, the initial 𝔖𝔭𝔬𝔢𝔨𝔢𝔫𝔨𝔶𝔨𝔢𝔫 was long deceased. What I also find interesting is that you could not change these visions. You could not change the outcome no matter how you tried. It would always be the way you had it in your mind. And this is like the way the people in my cultural area saw folk magic and folk practices. That was all connected to 𝔖𝔭𝔬𝔢𝔨 or 𝔖𝔭𝔬𝔢𝔨, which is the term for this folk magic path. Like 𝔖𝔭𝔬𝔢𝔨 is the practitioner of that folk magic path, and 𝔖𝔭𝔬𝔢𝔨 would be the folk magic path in particular. 𝔖𝔭𝔬𝔢𝔨 aren't just like diviners. They not just have visions of the future. They also do some other things, and especially in later years, just general witchiness was all kind of tagged onto the term of 𝔖𝔭𝔬𝔢𝔨, in my region at least. So yeah, this is what I do. This is what this channel will be mostly all about. There are, of course, a lot of other folk magic practices all around the world and within Germany. If you're coming from my TikTok, you will probably also know Olivia, or Braucherei as she's called on her social media. And she's an American with German ancestry that moved back to Germany and is getting into the folk magic practices of southwestern Germany in particular. And if you're interested in that, I would recommend following her on that thing. However, as I said, I will focus more on the Northwest, but also talk about general German folk magic topics from different regions all around. I will have somewhat of a steep learning curve on here with things like video editing, making sure that the lighting is a bit better, making sure that the sound is better. And if you can like bear with me for a bit until I got that all figured out, you can subscribe, of course. And I hope to cover many different topics on German folk magic in the future. I also hope to kind of make my videos a bit more visually pleasing than just me sitting on a white background in the void, basically. And I think that we'll have a lot of fun, hopefully. I plan on making YouTube my main platform in the future, because you know, TikTok is fun, but you can't get really like in depth into the topics that you want to cover, but because you have, at least in German TikTok, you have like a 3-minute time level to how long your videos can be, and YouTube just allows me to have way more freedom when it comes to that, and I can go really into depth and explain topics at length and say everything that I want to say, and truly educate about that stuff. So over time, I think my TikTok will mostly become just me basically shit posting. So if you're into that, you could also follow me on TikTok and on my other social media. On Twitter, I'm called @a_𝔖𝔭𝔬𝔢𝔨𝔢𝔫𝔨, because the 𝔖𝔭𝔬𝔬𝔢 was already taken on that. You can also follow me on Instagram @that_𝔖𝔭𝔬𝔢𝔨𝔢𝔫𝔨. The 𝔖𝔭𝔬𝔬𝔢𝔨 user handle was also taken over there, weirdly enough. Anyway, on Instagram I share mostly of my personal craft and the things that I'm like currently up to, and Twitter is mostly for me shitposting. TikTok is my main platform right now, where I go like try to go into depth on things to more or less success. And yeah, then this will be my eventual like informative platform. I hope that wasn't too rambly. I'm trying to keep it like quick, short for the first introductory video, also for editing purposes. And yeah, I hope I'll see you guys around, and I hope to bring you new and exciting content over here. So, Lordy wat Kuthorn.